Imagine a world where danger doesn't always lurk in the shadows, but on your dinner plate, where a handful of seeds, a sip of milk, or a single bite of something that looks harmless can become a doorway between life and death. Tonight, we journey into the hidden corners of our kitchens and the darkest secrets of global cuisine, uncovering 13 foods and natural products that have ended lives, ruined families, and terrified scientists. Some are delicacies, some are traditions, some hide in plain sight, and some are beautiful enough to tempt even the bravest among us. So sit back, relax, and listen closely, because by the end of this story, you might look at your own pantry with different eyes. In Japan, there exists a dish so legendary, so dangerous, that its very name causes a hush in the room. Fugu, the pufferfish, a creature that drifts gently through the water, slow, harmless, almost cute. But inside its delicate frame lies tetrodotoxin, one of the deadliest natural poisons known to humanity. A toxin with no antidote, no cure, no second chances. Chefs train for years, memorizing the precise millimeters that separate edible flesh from lethal organs. A single mistake, a trembling hand, a rogue cut, a fraction of error, and the toxin slips into the meat. Victims first feel numbness on the lips, a tingling in their fingertips. Then paralysis crawls upward, locking their body in place, while their mind stays completely awake, until it can't. And yet, people still line up to try it. The question is not why it kills. The real mystery is why humans continue to chase flavors that flirt with death. Listeria's silent footsteps, the danger inside soft cheeses. Soft cheese, creamy, velvety, comforting. But inside some batches, beneath the silky rind, hide the bacteria that has taken lives across continents. Listeria monocytogenes. It is quiet, it is patient, and unlike many food-borne enemies, it thrives even in the cold. Refrigerators, deli counters, sealed packages, nothing stops it. For most people, it may only cause sickness. But for pregnant women, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems, it becomes fatal. Listeria doesn't create drama. No warning, no bitterness, no suspicious med. You eat the cheese. You feel fine. Days pass, weeks, and then symptoms appear. Too late. It is a reminder that death does not always have fangs or claws. Sometimes it has a creamy texture and a pleasant aroma. The green potato. When a vegetable turns into a predator, we trust potatoes. They're everywhere. Comfort food in almost every culture. But under the wrong conditions, too much sunlight, too much time, potatoes begin to turn green. And that green color means one thing. Solanine, a natural defense chemical created by the potato itself, designed to poison anything that tries to eat it, including us. It starts with bitterness, then nausea, then hallucinations, then paralysis as the toxin slowly shuts down the nervous system. Most people throw away green potatoes, but some don't know the risk. Some cook it anyway. Some feed it to their children. And every year, hospitals report cases of solanine poisoning, quiet, painful tragedies born from an ingredient we think we understand. But nature always has layers. Seeds of cyanide, the deadly lie inside apricot kernels. Apricot seeds, bitter almonds. They've been marketed as miracle cures, detox remedies, superfoods. But inside them is a hidden truth. Amygdalin, a compound that turns into hydrogen cyanide inside the human stomach. Cyanide, the same poison used in assassinations throughout history. People eat these seeds believing they're choosing health. But the body doesn't know beliefs, only chemistry. A handful can kill a child. A few dozen can kill an adult. Some victims never realize what's happening. They collapse. They seize. They slip away. All because a small, harmless-looking seed promised too much. Cassava, the root that fights back. In many parts of Africa, Asia, and South America, cassava is life. A root that feeds millions. A crop that survives drought, harsh soil, and brutal heat. But cassava holds a secret. Inside its starchy flesh lie cyanogenic glycosides, compounds that, when mishandled, turn into cyanide. Cassava must be peeled, washed, soaked, fermented, dried, cooked. If even one of these steps is skipped, the root becomes a silent executioner. Symptoms start like ordinary food poisoning, but escalate fast. Dizziness, vomiting, convulsions, breathing failure. Entire villages have suffered outbreaks, not because cassava is evil, but because hunger forces people to take shortcuts, to trust a plant that only becomes safe when treated with respect and patience. Cassava reminds us, sometimes survival depends on the rituals we inherit. Break them, and nature reclaims its power. Ackee, Jamaica's beautiful killer. Bright red, shiny, exotic. Ackee looks like a small tropical treasure chest, opening naturally when its golden flesh is ready. But if opened too soon or eaten incorrectly, it unleashes hypoglycin, a toxin known for a chilling nickname. Jamaican vomiting sickness. The toxin drops blood sugar to zero. It attacks the liver. It shuts down the body from the inside out. Victims begin vomiting uncontrollably. Their energy drains. Their eyes dim. Their heartbeat slows until it doesn't. Yet ackee is a national symbol in Jamaica, a beloved fruit, a cultural icon. Prepared correctly, it's safe, delicious, celebrated. Prepared incorrectly, it's lethal. It stands as a reminder that beauty and danger often share the same skin. Death by nutmeg, the spice that can break the mind. It sits quietly in kitchens around the world, used in pies, lattes, holiday desserts. But nutmeg has another face, one far darker. In high doses, it doesn't just flavor food, it poisons the brain. Nutmeg contains myristicin, a psychoactive compound that can trigger hallucinations, paranoia, violent nausea, heart palpitations, seizures, organ failure. People online call it a natural high. Urban legends glamorize it. But emergency rooms tell another story. Young people arriving disoriented, terrified, unable to breathe, trapped in a nightmare that can last 2 full days. And some never wake up. It's strange how something so festive can also be a doorway into darkness. Shellfish, nature's Russian roulette. The ocean is a world without rules. A place where toxins drift invisibly, carried by tides, swallowed by shellfish, stored silently in their bodies. When humans eat contaminated shellfish, mussels, clams, oysters, they inherit the danger hidden inside. The poison has no smell, no taste, no warning, just sudden paralysis, failure of breath, mind intact, body frozen. This is paralytic shellfish poisoning, one of the most terrifying food-borne killers in existence. Some victims collapse within minutes. Some die before help can arrive. Even cooking, boiling, frying, grilling does nothing. Heat cannot destroy the ocean's poison. Every bite of shellfish is a gamble, safe or deadly. Most of the time, humans win. But nature only needs one victory. Rhubarb leaves, the toxic shadow behind a comfort dessert. Rhubarb, bright red stalks, sweet pies, warm memories. But hidden just inches away from those comforting stalks are the leaves, overflowing with oxalic acid and anthraquinone glycosides. Not bitter enough to warn you. Not foul enough to trigger suspicion. Just quietly toxic. In large amounts, the leaves can cause kidney stones, kidney failure, muscle spasms, coma. During World War I, food shortages pushed people to improvise. Some cooked rhubarb leaves as vegetables. Many fell ill. Some died. One plant, 2 personalities. It teaches us a simple truth. Not everything deadly looks dangerous. Raw kidney beans, tiny red bullets. They're small, harmless looking, packed with nutrients. But raw kidney beans contain phytohemagglutinin, a compound so toxic that eating just 4 or 5 undercooked beans can send you into violent vomiting, dehydration, and hospitalization. It's not subtle. The onset is fast, brutal, unforgiving. Boiling neutralizes the toxin. But slow cookers, the ones many people trust, often don't reach the temperature required. So dinner cooks, The beans soften. They smell delicious. And families sit down to eat, never realizing they're swallowing thousands of microscopic weapons. Sometimes danger is not grand or dramatic. Sometimes it's hidden in the most ordinary meal. The deadly honey, when bees become alchemists of poison. Honey, humanity's oldest sweetener, a symbol of purity, warmth, healing. But in certain mountains of Turkey and Nepal, bees feed on a specific type of rhododendron flower, a flower that contains a natural neurotoxin known as granotoxin. The bees collect it, transform it, concentrate it, and create what locals call melhoney. At first taste, it's just slightly bitter, a little unusual, nothing alarming. But minutes later, your heart slows, your vision blurs, sweat pours down your face, your muscles tremble, some collapse to the ground, unable to lift their own heads. The poison hijacks the electrical system of your body, a human circuit board gone haywire. Collectors climb dangerous cliffs to harvest this honey. Smugglers sell it on the black market. Tourists buy it out of curiosity. Some get high, some get sick, some never recover. Even sweetness in the right place becomes a weapon. Elderberries, the fruit that turns on you when unripe. For centuries, elderberries have been praised as a natural remedy, immune boosting, antioxidant rich, a symbol of folk medicine. But unripe elderberries, along with the stems and leaves, contain cyanogenic compounds. If processed incorrectly, they can release hydrogen cyanide into the body. Victims often believe they're drinking something healthy, a homemade syrup, a warm tea, a wellness tonic. But within an hour, nausea, stomach cramps, vomiting, dizziness, weakness, collapse. The very people trying to take care of themselves end up poisoning their own bodies. It's a cruel twist, a reminder that nature does not differentiate between medicine and poison. It only offers potential and leaves the outcome in human hands. Starfruit, the beautiful assassin for failing kidneys. Starfruit looks harmless, exotic, cute even, a favorite at buffets, juice bars, tropical breakfasts. But inside its glittering, translucent flesh lies neurotoxins that healthy kidneys can usually filter out. Usually, but for anyone with kidney problems, even mild ones, starfruit becomes a silent executioner. Its toxins accumulate, then strike. The symptoms start subtly, hiccups that won't stop, confusion, twitching muscles. Then it escalates. Seizures, neurological collapse, coma, and in some cases, death. The strangest part? Most people don't know. Doctors warn that even a single glass of starfruit juice can be fatal for vulnerable individuals. But to the rest of the world, it's just a charming little garnish. Beauty, seduction, disguise. Some of the deadliest things come in the prettiest shapes. You've now seen the truth. The quiet danger hidden in everyday foods. The poisons wrapped in sweetness, in culture, in tradition, in beauty. But here is the most haunting part. Nature is not our enemy. It never was. It simply is a world of chemicals and instincts, of plants that protect themselves, animals that evolve toxins, flavors that tempt us, and risks we learn to navigate. Every culture dances with danger in its own way. Whether slicing fugu with surgical precision, or fermenting cassava to chase away cyanide, or harvesting honey that can stop the heart, we eat, we trust, we hope, we survive. But the truth remains. The line between nourishment and poison is thinner than we think. And sometimes, the things that can kill us are the very things we find irresistible. So next time you sit down for a meal, look just a little closer, not with fear, but with respect, because life tastes sweeter when you understand what lies beneath the flavor. Fade to black.